Hello, and thanks for joining us for another Brian Smith 5 Things podcast. Not really the Brian Smith podcast today because we got Ode back for a third time. We're hanging out. Thanks for joining us again, Ode.
Yeah.
We're here to kind of collaborate on this one more so than having Ode Osbourne as a guest today. But thanks for joining me. I know you're coming right from training over at the PI, not far from here.
Yeah, like literally the other wall across the street.
It's super convenient for sure.
Yeah.
So just getting caught up, how are you feeling physically?
Honestly, I'm in an interesting position right now because right now I don't have a fight scheduled.
Right.
But I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. And I'm not trying to do too much to where I get into camp and I'm burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel so good. And sometimes when you feel really, really good, you gotta have to like fight the urges to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we feel good, we want to keep the endorphins going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to just do enough to where I'm not overshooting my body to when I do get a fight and then I'm in camp and then I'm like running ragged. So it's like, it's taken me a long time. I'm 33 years old and it's taken me until I'm about 30 to finally get adjusted to how I can drive my body and peak at the perfect time. And it's taken so many different trial and error, I'll say.
Yeah. Is it fair to say a lot of fighters are different as well?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Just what works for you may not work for someone else necessarily.
100% because I'm built differently. You know, I'm more of an explosive athlete, and you have people who are taller, more skinny. They can go the distance, but they're not as explosive. So that's the trade-off.
Right.
You know, whereas if me being so explosive, I have to do sprints a lot. I got to do a lot of explosive drills to stay explosive. Otherwise, I get in there and I'm explosive and I'm tired within the next like 15 seconds. You see all the time those guys get in there and they're like, and they're like, that's because they didn't do enough explosive drills.
Yeah, I hear that. And then obviously, striking coach Dewey.
Yeah, man.
He just seems like he makes it fun to train.
Dewey reminds me of my old trainer, Reese Shaner. They both have that obsession with training. They don't care about anything else but the art of the training. And Dewey doesn't care about money or none of that. He just wants to make you the best possible. And he's a stickler for perfectionist. You know, everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect because if you think about it, in a fight, you're not going to fight at 100% perfect. But even if you bring 70% to a fight, you'll beat everybody because people are, you know, technically, most fighters are probably, I don't know, I'm making this number up. I'll say 50%. You know what I'm saying? When you're in there dog fighting, everything goes from being clean to
Yeah, that makes sense. And I don't know if you know, but 75% of all statistics are made up.
Hey, make it 76. Mine was made up. I was made up as shit.
And Vanessa started training with Dewey here recently,
yeah, she
right?
did. Yeah. She did. And something that Dewey said was she has natural power.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, because you've seen Vanessa's legs. She got ham hocks.
Thicker than a Snickers.
Yeah, she throws them things. She got natural power.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see the progress of, you know, how Dewey develops her as well.
Yeah. And out of respect for Dewey, I'm not going to do my Dewey impression because I don't know how good it is.
Man, Dewey's awesome. He's like, all right, champion, let's go. As soon as he says that in the morning, let's go, champion, let's get it. I'm like, all right.
Timmy. Let's go, Timmy.
I'm like, all right. Now I know to lock in. As soon as I hear Dewey's voice, I'm locking in.
Yeah. And obviously we're training with Timmy, coming off a huge win, epic win, in my mind, his best win.
I agree. Yeah. And you know what I love the most? Someone like a Dewey Cooper, who, in my opinion, is one of the best striking coaches in the world. The proof is in the pudding. Dewey was a 2-time world champion back in the K1 days with Duke Rufus, Rick Rufus, you know what I'm saying? All the greats. And to be a champion in that era is incredible. So he journaled everything he did, and he knows what he's talking about. You know, I think a couple of my favorite coaches are Ray Longo, yeah. Dewey Cooper, Trevor Whitman, and Mark. I forgot his name. He's a Colorado coach.
Oh,
anyways,
yeah. Gaethje's guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's Whitman, but
oh, that is Whitman.
yes,
yeah.
he's Yusuf Zalal's guy. He's with Yusuf Zalal.
All right, it'll come to me in a second.
Anyways.
Brain farts when we're on live here. But so obviously striking with Dewey, and I know you're grappling with an animal now.
Yeah.
I mean, you were obviously grappling with Aljo before, who's as good as it gets.
And I think, Aljo is still in the thick of it right now.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to get a lot of time with him because he travels so much and he trains a lot.
And train with Rob, too.
Yeah, and train with Rob, training for himself, training other people, getting all the work that he needs to get done. So, having Aljo is an option when he's here and when he's available.
Sure.
But also having Hanato that I can go to.
Hanato,
go to the gym, go to hybrid. And even his wife, Raquel, she's a beast, man. Dewey Cooper started with her as well. He used to call her his nickname for her was Beast Mode. Because she's a beast, man. Hanato's wife is an animal. I watched her compete at the UFC BJJ, and I want to say that match lasted under 50 seconds.
Wow. That's awesome.
It was a shoo-in.
So you're working on the grappling, you're working in every area, just really trying to be ready for ideally something.
Yeah, short
December,
notice.
maybe January.
That would be nice.
First Paramount card, something like that.
I'm ready for whatever. Honestly, I think I'm. The older you get, the more comfortable you get with the chaos. Because when you're younger, you have so much uncertainty. When you get older, you realize that when you're in chaos enough, it just becomes so normal. So short notice fights when I was younger, I'd be like, I get so much anxiety taking a short notice fight. Where I'm now, I'm like, run it.
That's one of the things I love about MMA is there's actually so many parallels between business and MMA.
I agree.
So, like one of the things I've said since we're going to get into it a little bit today, the cigar business, but one of the things I've always said is you have to expect the unexpected. As a business owner, because and then everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, which basically is just alluding to the fact that there's going to be stuff that comes up that is going to knock you down, take your wind, and you got to get back up and you got to keep pushing. And that's in business and that's in MMA for sure, obviously.
Yeah, and I think I told you this the other day. There was a point in my life when I thought, man, I'm not going to make it in the UFC because it was just so hard. You know what I'm saying? There was a point in my life where I was struggling financially, struggling mentally. I was struggling every which way. I think I was 4-2 at the time. Just took my second loss in my career, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if I lose one more fight, I'm 4-3, and I'm out the running pretty much. And but that's when I think certain people internally are just born fighters. Like I'm a nice guy. I believe I'm a nice guy. Like
You're the epitome of nice guy.
I think I'm a pretty nice guy.
If I met somebody and they're like, "Oh, that Ode's a dick," I'm like, "Man, that's a red flag for you, bro. Like you get away from me."
I think I got my own demons, but I make up for it. I love everybody. I genuinely just love people. That's just who I am as a person. But sometimes when you're so nice, it's hard to get into that mindset of being a fighter. And I think I was always a fighter. Deep down, I was always a fighter, because I don't ever have to think about it when I'm in there. And when I'm in the cage, it's just natural. It just, you see those fighters that come off a little timid. And the hardest thing for me to do in the cage is to hold my everything back. And that's what I need. My coach Dewey's been on me about not being so crazy in that first round. Because, you know what I mean? That first round, I'm just I start salivating.
You win about every first round you've ever fought.
I get too crazy, man. I'm trying to kill
Take that
them.
head off,
Yeah, I'm trying to kill him. So that's one of the things. I think because I'm such a fighter internally, you know what I'm saying? Whereas like a lot of people, they have to go to this. I still have to go to a certain place, but it comes easy.
Well, I mean, that's good. I know you're training. I know you're ready. I personally think it'd be dope to have you on the first Paramount card and get all these new eyeballs on you.
Yeah, I think
in
that's
terms of your brand.
Yeah, I think that's a good play for UFC. Whenever they have exciting cards, I will say they always put me on exciting cards. UFC. I've been in Madison Square Garden. Yeah. I've been in Houston. I've been at the Sphere. Yeah. They put me on some exciting cards. Yeah. T-Mobile, on the card with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
But I'm by trait, I'm an exciting fighter, and I always want to fight. You know, you see a lot of fighters fight for the paycheck. I fight because it's like, number one, it's the opportunity. You know what I mean? I want to be a champion someday.
Yeah.
I also want to be financially stable, obviously, but that's not why I fight. I fight because it's just who I am. You know, I want to be a champion.
Love the competition.
Yeah, it's the competitiveness.
Yeah.
It's that, I don't know how to explain it, man. It's like waking up every day. It's like lions, right? Lions, they wake up and they go hunting. But I guarantee you, if you just tossed a piece of meat in front of a lion, it'd be like, all right, I'll eat the meat, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's the waking up every day
Chase it,
and
kill it.
chasing that, you know, I got to do my sprints. I got to do my kicks. I got to do my grappling. I got to do my wrestling. You're almost like, you know, hunting. And then fight day is where you get the stuff, you know, you get that test to go fight for that food.
Love the process.
Yeah, the process. You have to love the process.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it becomes you going through the motions if you don't love the process.
Yeah. Again, another parallel for business.
It's
true.
true.
I think when you enjoy the process, and if you're not enjoying the process, maybe you're in the wrong business.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to work and you just really hate what you do, you know, but you're doing it for the paycheck, that's not your best life. You know, start thinking about ways to create side hustles that could turn into something more full time.
I agree, because I'm sure you didn't just wake up one day and was like, you know what, I think I want to do security. And just became one of the best security companies in North Carolina.
Yeah, well, it's a, you know, I mean, if we're talking about me on that, it's I did get into the security industry in sales, and it was originally for the money because I was broke, you know, working 7 days a week for the privilege of being broke.
Yep.
But I found an opportunity where I could make money. But then I did find out what I'm good at and what I enjoy, which is sales and meeting people and developing rapport, and then leading and building a team and things like that. Yeah, it is a little warm. But so anyway, I didn't necessarily love security, but I believed in it, which was a big thing. And a lot of what I did in business before I sold the company, a lot of what I did, I really loved. Taking care of employees, you know. Everybody can run their mouth about different things, like, oh, people should be paid a living wage and this and that. And I'm like, fine, tell me about your employees. What are you paying your employees? Oh, I don't have any employees. Well, why not? You know, it's like, it's easy to sit on the sidelines and bark. You know, I'm a business owner. I've told nobody no for time off. Actually, I could think of like one time in the last 15 years where I told someone no for time off, and it was just during a really critical time frame. And then like, hey, just can you push that back a little bit? Because I want to create a great opportunity for people. We're going to circle back around on this, talking about Jamaica, talking about Dominican Republic, but we'll get through a little bit of UFC talk here because a lot of people.
Let's run it.
Let's talk about this card, 322, over the weekend, and you and I did some picks before the. I think we were both.
I'm gonna share those.
Okay.
I'm gonna edit them. I did a bunch of. I think each day I'm gonna post a person that did the picks and then tally up the numbers.
Okay.
And we can, you know, if whoever got it, we can message that person and say, hey.
Yeah, for the $100, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. But I know we did the picks. I think we were both 10 out of 14.
Yep, we were.
So we did. We did.
Yeah, we were. What was the ones that you missed?
I know Wellmaker.
Yep.
I went on a limb on Took McConaughey, which obviously he's a 7-1 underdog.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think I even prefaced that in the video.
Video, yep.
I'm coming at this as a sports bettor. You know, I'm thinking about this in terms of betting. Like, I'm not laying 10-1 on a favorite, even though the guy should win.
Yeah.
But so let's see. We both got Camillo, right? Your boy.
Yep. Mateus.
I think we both had Klein.
Yep, we had Klein.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep.
I went with Chepe, Sabatini. Even though Sabatini's a dog, he's a beast. I thought Chepe would be able to give him something.
And that's where I went with Sabatini.
Yeah, and it was a close fight, but Sabatini did his thing. Dawkins, we both had, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
We both had Dawkins.
Wellmaker, we both lost, and hey, kudos to this kid Ewing. I mean, he brought it.
He did.
You know?
He did. My friend Cole Lauren told me about him right before he fought. Cole's like, yo, don't sleep on this kid.
Yeah, clearly.
He's a dog.
He brought it. And then I think we both had Blanchfield, even though Cortez is awesome.
Yeah, Cortez did her thing though, man.
I think you had Kopylov, and I think I had RoboCop.
Yes.
Yep. I got jerseys from both those guys, so I obviously believe in them. I took nickel. I don't know.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I took both.
And then going main card.
This is where I took Dariush.
I took Dariush. He's such a good Christian dude. And
Yeah, he's such a nice guy.
He is.
It's hard going against him, man. If you ever meet Benil Dariush, he's such a nice guy. I've only met him in passing, like, talked to him briefly. He probably don't even remember. Said what's up to him, and you could tell certain people. That's another thing. When you get older, you're not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else who are younger than me. When you get older, you can start to
energy.
Yes, you can feel the vibes of certain people. They can only say 3 words, and you could say, you can start to feel their energy and their, he's such a genuine person, man.
Yeah.
His energy was just so warm.
And I've seen a lot of stuff where he's doing things, he's backing up his faith and stuff like that. But again, I think BSD is an animal as well. I mean, I have his debut jersey.
I agree.
So I when he debuted, we're both obviously ex-military.
Now, do you think Benil retires after this, or what do you think? Because
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd have to look at his age and some different things, but he's. I mean, he came off a good fight a couple fights ago where I remember he was the dog and he upset.
Yeah, well, I think this is it might be 2 losses for him. And
I think he got knocked
probably
out.
like 38. And to me, he didn't get hit that hard. It was just the placement. It was, that placement was perfect.
Yeah, and Benoit hits hard.
Yeah.
He's a beast too.
Man, I don't know what's next for him.
Yeah, I think he needs a cigar.
I think so too.
A little biased. I think he needs a Christian cigar, a little cross on the thing there. But kudos to BSD.
Yeah,
he did his thing.
He did.
Pratis I had.
Pratis, yes, I had Pratis as well.
And man, that knockout.
It was hard betting against my Jamaican brother, but I shouldn't say betting against my Jamaican brother.
No, he didn't.
I don't bet.
He doesn't bet. Yeah, be real clear with all this stuff. Real clear about
it's
that
hard
right now.
picking against my Jamaican brother.
That's a better way to phrase it. But I did bet against him.
Yeah.
And I actually bet Pratis by KO. But
same, I picked Pratis.
But I will tell you, I don't know if I went back and watched some of the stuff.
He was winning. Leon was winning the fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously super technical. He's in my mind a Hall of Famer.
Yes. And Dewey was like, the one thing he did wrong. He did one thing wrong when he stepped back. He brought his feet too close, and he couldn't. He tried to counter, and he couldn't clear the distance because he moved his front foot. So if your feet are like this, right, and anytime you step back, you always step your back foot first and then your front foot.
Okay.
If you step your front foot first, look at that. The distance of your body is still the same.
Yeah.
You see what happens? So you step your front foot first, the distance of your body is still the same. If you step to your back foot, now your body shifts back more. And so it just
one little footwork thing.
Yeah, and Pratis is so long. He has over 100 kickboxing fights.
Yeah.
Got to be on point with him.
Yeah, and I don't know, it just seems, I mean, from a outsider point of view, it seems like Leon, I mean, he's obviously, in my mind, a Hall of Famer, former champ.
Well, is he on a 3-fight
amazing
skid now?
Yeah, it
Bilal, Sean, and then Pratis?
It just feels like, this is kind of winding down, and maybe the hunger's not quite there. Could be totally wrong, Again, I've always acknowledged, I'm the guy that's never fought. I'm giving an opinion, but that's my opinion.
Well, I mean, I think he's solidified himself already, so there's nothing left to prove. You know, him, the Kamaru Usman.
Oh, yeah.
Henry Cejudo, all those guys. They kind of already solidified
Oliveira's,
themselves.
they're good to go.
Yeah.
But I went back and watched that. Did you see Leon actually came off of his feet?
I did. That's because he stepped. That's what Dewey said, because he stepped his foot too close.
Wow.
He brought his feet too close. So it's not even that his Pratis hit him so hard. It's because his feet were, if you go back and look at it, his feet were like this when he got hit.
And so that's naturally contributed to it.
Yeah, naturally your the leverage was on your upper body when your feet are close. The leverage is on your upper body. So yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah, keep going into that, but. Morales, I got a fun story about this guy, and I like Sean Brady a lot too. Michael Morales, actually, yeah. Vince was yesterday. Yeah. My back was even worse yesterday, but Michael Morales, I met him. I got to go back and look at the picture, but it was at UFCX. It might have been the same time I met you or the year prior. It might have been the year prior, actually.
Okay.
But I remember he was walking around in the crowd, and I recognized him.
Okay.
And I remembered,
Yeah.
like, this guy is, like, going to be a future champ, man. Like,
must have been
just
20
had this energy about him. It might have been
21.
three
It
and a
must have
half
been
years ago.
2021.
But he was walking around. I got a picture with him, got a glove signed and stuff. But he was just walking around like people didn't know him.
Yeah, that's
You know,
awesome.
but-
Maybe 22 actually.
Yeah, but you know me, I'm a crackhead for the sport. So
You probably know more fighters than me, honestly. Like when I say, I mean like, you know about more fighters than me because well,
you're not
even-
diving in it like that. You're just focused.
not really.
You're
I
staying
think
in your
most
lane.
of the fighters are like that. That's why when I said, the fighters are going to get here for the main card because fighters, we live it. It's like going to work.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, so I know the fighters. Most of the fighters probably showed up for the main card
Yeah.
because otherwise, all the other people who aren't fighters, they want to watch the whole fight card.
Yeah, and Ode's referencing a little get together we had at the house here. We had about, I guess, 12.
Yeah, about 12
athletes,
fighters.
Some power slap.
Yeah.
Badasses and so forth. So
Can't wait to do more of those.
that'd be fun. It'd be super fun. Valentina dominated Wei Li. I mean,
She did. I don't think Wei Li won a single round.
I mean, it was a complete performance for sure
Yeah, I think it was a clean sweep.
against two Hall of Famers. I mean, just epic.
But
epic
isn't it
battle.
crazy how when you have a fighter like Wei Li who's so dominant, just runs through everybody,
Right.
like not even close. She's just destroying people. And then someone like Valentina makes her look like a child. It's like, how good is Valentina?
It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is like when I think about it, like how much of a difference is 10 pounds?
Yeah.
Like when you talk about someone moving up, like that's a big step for most people. Like when Adesanya fought Jan Blachowicz, like
Yeah,
he
that's-
lost. It's because you're just moving up 10, 15
Yep.
pounds, but it's just a different level
Yep.
of human that you're competing
For sure.
against.
And I personally, if you ask me my personal opinion, I think it was less about the weight. I think Wei Li's strategy was not. I didn't think she had a good strategy for that fight.
Okay.
I think she tried to fight Valentina on the outside, which didn't make sense to me because Valentina is one of the best outside fighters in the game. You can't fight an outside fighter like you know what I'm saying? You just can't
You're
have
attacking her strength.
Yeah, you're attacking her strength. She should have did more Tyson, in her face. You got to be in her face because she's long. She fights long. She doesn't do so. Wei Li is more. I think she's good at looping shots. Valentina is a straight puncher. Like Sean O'Malley, like Conor
Range.
McGregor. She's a rangier fighter. So you got to be in her face. So I didn't agree with her
Just approach.
approach to the
Yeah.
fight, but weight played a factor when Valentina was on top. That's when the weight played the factor, but she could have prevented it. But anyways,
Yeah.
could have, should have, would have. Man, it's easier said than done, and I have no right to say this because, man, Valentina is a beast. She's a beast. She's such a dominant freaking beast.
Both Hall of Famers.
Agreed.
Kudos to both of them. Great careers. And then obviously dominance by Islam.
Clean sweep.
Man, he just makes it look so easy.
Yeah. Clean sweep.
Next fight for Islam, what do you think? You think it's Kamaru? I mean, they're both calling for it, it sounds like. I mean, that'd be a great fight with the grappling.
Yeah, I think so. I
Yeah.
think so. I don't see. I mean, who beats him? Well, at first I was thinking Arman Sarukian, but now he's moved. He moved up a weight class, so I don't honestly. He's gonna hold that belt for however long he wants to, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Who beats Islam right now?
I don't know.
Below one weight class, there's a couple bodies there. You know what I'm saying? Ilya, Arman, there's a couple bodies for him that might give him some fits. Now, up at this weight class, it's just, the guys are a little bit slower. Not as...
I wonder if Ilya would come up.
He could,
That
but
would be
why would he,
interesting.
though?
Well, I don't disagree with that.
Because he's not big. Like, Islam was big for
Yeah.
that weight class. I think he'd be small.
It's not like he was dwarfed by Jack.
Yeah.
So he looked like he belonged there for sure.
I agree.
But anyway, great card. We had to talk a little UFC
And
today.
then, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. And
No,
then
I
what?
was just gonna say, man, that sucks for Jack to win the belt and then having to fight Islam for your first title defense.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's rough.
Must have had a lot of confidence, though. Maybe you were thinking because you handled Bilal so well that it was going to be more of the same, and it's obviously not.
Man, but that's a rough first title defense.
Yeah.
That's a rough
Madison
one.
Square Garden.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got paid.
It's true. It's true.
You know he got paid.
Of course.
So,
of course.
You know, Jack will be around a long time.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Oh,
you know,
yeah.
a bad dude as well, obviously.
I agree. I think Bilal is a better matchup for Islam than Jack, because Styles makes fights.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion. I think Bilal gives Islam a better fight.
Yeah, I could see that. So let's talk cigars.
Let's do it. Done, Noah.
So, you know, if you don't know, we're launching Triumph Cigars, and I get a lot of questions about how you and I met, how the business idea came to be, and so this is kind of our opportunity to talk about that.
It was crazy.
And you know, we might get into some hiking stories. You know, we might get into some cold plunging in the lake in North Carolina, but
hiking, how we saved a life.
Yeah, we saved some lives. You know, the real sidebar on that, the hiking. One of the things I thought about after that, I guess we do have to talk about it if we're going to talk about the great little thing about it. So, by the way, if you ever go hiking with Ode Osbourne, you need to ask him a lot of details. Ode tells you we're going to go on a hike. He doesn't tell you there's ropes. You're going to be climbing. Oh, yeah. You know, it's 3 miles in. It's an extreme hike.
Yeah,
you know.
it was pretty extreme.
Yeah. I'm thinking we're just going down through some canyons.
That's how we get you. I don't want to give you too much. I wanted to just throw you into the deep end.
Yeah, so fortunately I brought 2 big smart waters.
Hey, you swam though. You were able to swim in the deep end.
Yeah, we were good. We were good, but I probably could have used a little more food. Fat kids got to eat, you know. But so anyway, we're doing this, and by the way, beautiful hike. It's the Gold Strike Canyon. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
hike
Gold Strike.
Here, just outside of Las Vegas.
Right across from the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful hike. But it's pretty, I mean, in a perfect world, you're going to bring some gloves probably for those ropes.
I'm not bringing no gloves, man.
I'm just saying the average person, bring the gloves.
I'm not bringing no gloves.
Yeah. Just to get up and down those ropes.
Yeah, gotta get these hands worked out, man. Gotta get my hands nice and calloused.
Well, that's true, yeah. But it's 3 miles down to the hot springs and the river, which is just gorgeous.
It's amazing. I didn't even know that part of Vegas existed until, I moved here in 21. I think 23 is when I discovered it. And I've been going since 2023. I
mean, it's. I want to go back there regularly, to be honest. I mean, that's a great hike.
It's a great hike.
Looking forward to Mount Charleston and some of these other
Mount
ones here,
Charleston
too.
is beautiful, especially now where the snow covers the mountain and it's like a lot of trees.
That's when I want to go.
Animals. Sure. It's beautiful.
Yeah. But anyway, on our way out, we encountered a couple guys that I'll give them a lot of credit. I don't know how they got down there.
Yeah, how old were they?
One guy was 82, I believe it was. He was definitely in his low 80s, and the other guy was in his high 70s. So they were having some real trouble getting out of there. So long story short, and we're certainly not trying to paint ourselves as the heroes here, but we helped them get out of there, which basically took till about, it was till dark.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary because I watched too many scary movies, and we're in between these large canyons by ourselves in the middle of the deserts, carrying these 2 elderly men through these canyons, and it's pitch black, and I'm just like, wow, how did I get here? Yeah. You had to have that epiphany of how did I get here?
Well, fortunately, one of us keeps their phones at 90% at all time, and one of us walks around with 5%.
Right, and you had the strap.
Well, I had 2 pieces with me.
Yeah, you had the strap.
Just one gun's not good enough. I had 2 with me. But that being said, it's I'm pretty much going to have those just about anywhere.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't have one here, though, Oscar. Don't worry. But I feel pretty safe in here with Ode. But that being said, so long story short is we help these guys get out of the canyon. They probably, being guys, we have the ability to do this, bit off a little more than they could chew.
100%.
I couldn't believe they got that all the way to the end.
You know what's crazy? I met one of the guys going down. I jumped off this large rock, probably like 10 feet, and then the guy was like, "How's your knees?" And I was like, "Oh, they're good." And he's like, "Oh, wait till you get to my age. You won't be saying you won't be doing that anymore." And I was like, "Yeah, well." I was joking with him. I was like, well, I'm not there yet, so I gotta, use it while I can. And it's so funny going back up, running to the same people, the same guy that made a joke with me.
Yeah.
So,
but long story short, we helped these guys get out of there, and it was a lot of effort, and they didn't have enough water and things like that. So they definitely being a guy overestimated. And anyway, I'm very grateful we were placed there.
Me too.
To help these guys get out. But the beautiful thing that I wanted to mention, the whole thing I wanted to mention about this story, is that I just think it's so easy to get caught up in all the bullshit on social media, all the mainstream media constantly talking about racism and sexism and all this different crap. Like it was, you and Tasha, your girl's white, I'm white, Julie's white. We had 3 or 4 other people.
Yep.
Adair,
we had
Adair's, I think, mixed, right?
Stephanie's mixed. We had
the rest of the folks were black.
Yeah.
So we're a pretty diverse crowd walking down.
Yeah.
But coming out of there, it's a couple older white guys. But like not one person in our group ever pushed back on helping these folks back. Like everybody was like, hey, we got to help these guys out.
Yeah, people in our group was handing them waters. They were giving them food. I think Adair pulled out one of those powders, the electrolyte packets for them. Yeah, and it was amazing. Stephanie was, so helpful. They were helping them out. It was amazing. It was so. Go ahead.
It's beautiful, and then as we're probably, I'm going to say 3/4 of the way out, there's 2 Hispanic couples come walking through.
Yeah,
they literally giving away their walking sticks to these guys.
Yeah,
and so you had black, white, Hispanic, male, female. Like it didn't really matter. Nobody cared about politics. Everybody was just out there being good humans.
I loved it.
That was the thing that I really thought about afterwards. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But thinking about things like that afterwards, like this is reality. Yeah. Like 98% of the time, there's so many good humans out there. Just people giving away their walking sticks to total strangers to help them out. I just thought it was beautiful.
It was. It was a amazing experience, minus the fact that these guys' lives were in danger. Yeah. I didn't feel comfortable having these 2 elderly men, their lives in my hands, because
emergency services were getting dispatched if we didn't help out, for sure.
And we were in between these canyons. The helicopter couldn't have gone,
Correct. They'd have had to hike in and get them out.
There was, and man, if I had seen them again, I'll ask him, like, what were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking?
Well, we were busting their chops while we were out there, just having fun with it. But they knew it. They knew they bit off more than they can chew. Had some back injuries in the past and knee injuries and stuff.
Yeah, and it was crazy because the one guy, his whole back was like cramped up, and the other guy couldn't bend his knee, and we literally had to carry them. At one point, we were taking turns putting them on our backs, carrying them through. Man.
But all that being said, I mean, I just think the beautiful thing was I guess the principle is it's easy to get caught up in these little echo chambers on your phone, on Instagram or X or whatever.
Yeah.
And feel like there's just all this animosity and division and stuff. But at the end of the day, like if you just get off your phone and go live your life, 98% of it's going to be good people around you.
I agree. And that's why I'm more Bob Marley. Honestly, this. I don't really mess with politics. Honestly, I think everybody in that society, everybody's corrupt. Everybody's corrupt, in my opinion. Yeah. So I'd rather not mess with it. I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather just be a good human to everyone. You know what I mean? Even if people, even if people are very political and they believe one thing and another person believes another thing, I'm like, I love them both. I don't care.
Right.
I don't believe that if you believe red and you believe green, you should be against each other. I think 2 people should have different opinions and still get along.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
Well, and I totally agree with that. And I do follow politics, and I do consider myself educated about a lot of things. Yeah. So I'm always up for the conversation. I'm always up for the different perspective, you know. So I just take an approach to it. I've got opinions about things, and you and I really don't talk about a lot of that stuff. We've touched on a couple things, but at the end of the day, I believe we both have the same goal. We love people. We want what's right for people. We want people to be happy and productive. And unfortunately, absolute power corrupts absolutely.
I agree.
I agree. So I do believe there's good people in the government right now that are doing their best to make things happen.
I agree.
But I believe there's a lot of shitheads out there.
Yeah.
And the reality is, if you study history, the majority of history has been authoritarian tyrants. I mean, that's most of history.
Yeah, and I also believe that most things were started out with good intentions. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I believe that most things had good intentions. It's people that corrupt society. You know, it's the minds.
The love of money is
love
the
of
root
money,
of all evil.
Yes,
you know,
100%.
It's one of the misquoted things. It's not money; it's the love of money. You know, so I'm real big on. There's an old saying I learned a long time ago. It's a lot of people will use people to get money. I want to use money to get people.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
You know, like I want to be a blessing to people. You know, sure, I want a Aston Martin and I want a lot of nice things like that, but it's not my God. It's not the most important thing. I want employees to get paid well. And we're going to touch on some of the things that our goals are long term with the company, but things we've talked about like having a facility in Jamaica, impacting society there in a positive way, and
I got to rebuild my chicken coop.
Yeah, did it get jacked up?
Yeah, but the chickens are good. We lost. The farm is good.
Okay.
It's just the coop, the chicken coop kind of, it was a big one, man. It's a big one. Yeah.
Okay.
Melissa kind of, and where my family lives, they're in the mountains, so they're kind of like protected a little bit.
Yeah, I think.
But they just had a small little room and they put all the chickens in the room. About 50 of them died, which, you know, it's fine. Because we already we already made a turnover, and that was just our turnover chickens. So it's better to lose 50 than to lose everything.
Yeah.
And the farm is still there. Rebuilding structure is a part of life.
Right.
Things get torn down all the time. Just gotta, have the right mindset of we're always rebuilding. No matter how many times you can tear something down, always rebuild.
You know what? While I'm thinking about it, I know you were talking about. I know I threw a donation into something. You, Aljo, Randy Brown.
Yep.
There was something going on.
Yep.
If we can maybe get with Oscar, maybe promote that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Here to help out folks in Jamaica. That it sounds to me like they did some due diligence, making sure this is not like
Randy Brown is down there right now as we speak.
Okay.
Hands on in the streets.
Making sure it's not like one of these scam businesses that or scam donation things that you know. And I don't want to talk about politics, but Haiti had a real knucklehead.
But that's in Jamaica too. It's everywhere. Yeah. It's everywhere because wherever there's money, there's greed.
Yeah.
And people will post a lot of stuff online, and you don't know where that money is going.
That just
so
sucks.
we have two foundations. Randy Brown actually has his own foundation.
Okay.
And then Aljamain has partnered with the Bob Marley Foundation, the Bob and Rita Marley Foundation.
That's the one I did, yeah.
Yeah. So I donated to both those foundations, and all the money's going into the same place. So it really doesn't matter what foundation you donate to. It's just don't donate to some random person on Instagram.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
May just be going to their pockets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's a real big thing is making sure, there's a lot of good people want to donate, want to help out the folks going through some tough times.
Thank you for that, by the way, too.
Yeah, of course. We might as well throw it out there while we're doing this.
Thank you, because I definitely appreciate it. I got brothers, I'm close with my brother down there.
Yeah.
My uncles are down there, so I definitely do spend a lot of my finances in Jamaica for sure.
Yeah. Well, one of the things and we're gonna start talking about Triumph here shortly. I guess right now, really, but I get the questions of how did we meet? So just if you don't know, my background is small business owner most of my life. When I say small business, doing between $1 million, $2 million a year in revenue. One of the highest rated security companies in North Carolina, which is acts of service is one of my love languages, my top one. So it's easy to want to serve other people. That's
and what's funny is when I first met you, obviously I'm gonna do my due diligence and look into your company and look who you are, because you don't know, you just don't know. You got you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I saw that you had 5 stars, I was like blown away, because it's so hard, especially working in the customer service business. It's so hard to get even like a 4.6.
Yeah.
And for your company to have 5 stars, when I looked you up, and I was like, wow, that was the biggest thing that was really impressive. I was very impressive. I was like, this is impressive.
Well, it's not easy, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I know.
Especially in technology.
Yeah.
Because technology is a pain in the ass when it's not working. And, security business and all that. But I was a huge UFC fan for a long time. I was coming to UFC X every year. And so, me being a big fan, like I'm literally the fan that's buying a box of UFC gloves on Etsy, getting a good deal on them.
Yeah.
Like I literally brought like 100 gloves with me that trip.
Oh,
for UFC.
for UFC, got it, yeah.
And so I had printed off photographs. Like I just love this stuff, right? So, and I think I got one of the greatest collections, UFC collections on the planet right now.
You probably do.
And growing.
Yeah.
I just got Drew Dober's last shirt.
Wait till we get our facility and you put them things up.
Wait till I get some real money to play with. Yeah.
I got some great UFC cards.
I know you got some awesome cards. So a lot of people are asking me, and I think it's a cool story of how this company came to be. And so I'm going to UFCX pretty much. I want to say that when I met you was my 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
And by this point, I'm spending the money on VIP because I want to make sure I meet everybody. I want to minimize my time in lines.
Is that 2023?
This was 2.5 years ago. So
yeah, 23.
23, yeah. Although it feels like a decade ago.
I know.
It's crazy.
We've done so much.
Because we've spent so much time since then, yeah. But again, it's really even that first year after we met. So long story short is I met 40 UFC fighters that day, roughly. A lot of great people. And for whatever reason, now I knew who you were as a fighter, kind of like I know Montel Jackson. But I didn't really know your story. I didn't really I got to see Ode fight.
Yeah.
I knew you, and I knew you were a good fighter, but that was the extent of it. And I'm just saying Montel for, I don't know why that came up, but I think I might have seen him same.
Yeah, that's my son.
It's your brother.
It's my son. You're watching this, Montel. I taught you everything you knew. No, he's my teammate at Pura Vida, so we always get each other all the time.
But long story short is just met you, and it's just Ode. It's just you were clogging up the line, talking to everybody.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sure you're pissing off everybody that's working
all
there.
All the staff at UFC, oh man, they're like, move it along. Yeah. I'm like, all right, look, I'm sorry.
So tell me about your kids, One of my, I think I've told you this, but one of my favorite stories about Ode, just because the crowd listening doesn't know this, the people listening don't know this, but you invite me to the PI.
Oh yeah.
I'm over there just hanging, which is like, I'm still a huge fan of the sport, but walking around, just seeing Rob and Aljo in there, seeing all the different people, but getting some training video and stuff and grabbing lunch. But Ode's leaving you're coming through the PI, which is pretty cool. You get to eat there for free. It's great food. So I'm coming behind you waiting to pay. And you're talking to the cashier. Have I told you the story?
No, I'm not sure.
So you're talking to the cashier and you're like, man, how's your cat doing? So you're talking
Joe.
You're talking to the cashier about his cat for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you just, man, how's your cat? Like I could tell you care about this kid's cat.
Yeah, because he's one of those his cat was, he took him to the vet and he was concerned and his day was completely ruined. You could tell his relationship with him and his cat are like, man,
a big deal.
Yeah, his day was ruined when I came in, and he's usually like chipper and up, and his day was ruined. I felt so bad. I was like, man, what's going on with you? And he's like, man, I don't know if my cat's gonna, I forgot what he said, if he's gonna make it or not. And I was like, man, okay. So the next, that's the next time I saw him was with you.
But the fact that like, hey man, your energy's off. Yeah. Is everything okay? I'm just telling you, that's Ode 101. That's just, you don't meet a stranger, you love everybody, but you actually give a fuck. That's the thing. And I'm seeing that, and I know what's going on here. Like I knew there was some backstory or whatever, but you literally talk to this kid for 5 minutes. I'm sitting there holding my tray, like, can I pay? I'm hungry,
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm appreciating this is Ode Osbourne, But I think it's that energy, honestly, that when we connected at UFCX, I shot you the follow on Instagram because, like, man, I want to cheer for this guy now.
Yeah.
I just like this guy.
Yeah.
And your side of the story was, I guess you
I had a
You do
actual,
the one love thing on the picture.
Yeah, I do the little like every time, you know, if I have a good conversation with somebody, like I'll write a little extra one love with a little Jamaican flag on there.
A little Bob Marley reference.
A little Bob Marley reference on there, you know, just to show, you know what I mean? If you had a good conversation, because the way I think of it is you guys pay so much money to come there just for one picture, and then you're on to, and then you're off, and you never see us again.
Right.
So I'm like, if y'all are paying all this money to come stand up on stage to say hello to me, I at least want to make it worth your while in case the rest of the fighters aren't, you know what I mean? Because some fighters are a little bit more like, you know, it's traditional, you know what I mean? If you meet more of the Russian fighters, they're a little bit more
very culturally.
Culturally different. They're not as warm or, you know. So
for sure,
I try to give them a little something different. I try to give them me, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be somebody that's like, all right, see ya.
Yeah. No, but that's, and then, so your side of it, after meeting me, I guess was a positive thing because you put the one love, which I didn't even know that until we did our second podcast in Raleigh.
That's funny. And I always put that on people that I have a good like conversation with. If I don't have if they kind of, because fans are the same way too. They'll come up and they only want a picture and go. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know,
so you're just a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that makes sense. So anyway, we just kind of hit it off there, and you made an impression. I'll just say that. Now, I think there's a few ways to look at this story if we just stopped right here, because we've gone on to become business partners. We've gone on to do something I believe is going to be great. But I met a lot of fighters that day, and I connected with you for whatever reason. Someone that I didn't even really know that well. We just connected.
Yeah.
The other side of it is, I guess I need to go into the story to get the other side of the fighter perspective, because let's say you're in the UFC for 10 fights, hypothetical fighter. This is me as a business guy talking. You need to be thinking about setting yourself up for life after UFC as quickly as possible. You know, the first night you and I had dinner, and Vanessa, like, I was really just pouring my heart out. Like, you guys need to milk this thing while you're in it. Like, build your brand, capitalize. Like, that's just the business guy side of things. Like, I want you guys, and I know you already kind of know that, but
for sure.
But it's like, I want, if I can help younger generation, which, I mean, let's face it, I mean, you're what, 18 years younger than me.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm trying to help you guys think about that, which now that I know you, I already know you guys, you and Vanessa in particular, are definitely serious about your brands and making moves. But I met 40 fighters that day. You know, if you're a fighter meeting maybe an older guy who may or may not look successful, I probably looked the part if I had to take a guess, because I'm kind of meticulous with that stuff.
I don't even remember, honestly.
We'll I'll send the picture to Oscar. We'll throw it up there. But I know I looked the part that day because I got the picture, you know. So, and I'm in Vegas and, you know, all that stuff. So long story short is, you know, maybe if you're a fighter, maybe be open to someone that you're hitting it off with that maybe is in a position to help you, you know, maybe is in a position to endorse you or some different things like that. Like, don't think about it at so surface level as this guy's going to give me a check. It's maybe think about it, and again, I'm just giving a business guy perspective. Think about it in terms of, I can partner up with someone. If you meet someone that's got a $25 million business and there's a way for a UFC fighter to be a positive to that business, now you both can win. You both can make money.
I agree. And what's funny is when I met you, that didn't even cross.
No, you're just being Ode.
Yeah,
you're just being a nice guy.
Cross my mind.
Right. But what
you actually brought it to me, and I was like, huh, yeah.
but what I'm saying is, because again, I met about 40 fighters that day. Like, there are opportunities all day for a UFC fighter to capitalize. And let's face it, like, when you're coming up as a UFC fighter, let's call it a Michael Morales, who's a beast. Like, that guy's got all kinds. He's got GOAT potential.
Star power right now.
Star power.
Yes.
I met that guy a couple years ago. I mean, he could be sitting here right now talking about this. Like, he was on the way up. And, you know, for a business person to maybe catch some of these younger people on their way up, guy or girl, like, try to get in and partner with some of these up and coming people. You know, you meet a Kamaru Usman on the way up.
Yep.
You meet someone that's got a ton of potential, and you have financial resources. That young fighter needs those financial resources. You guys could partner up and do something great together where both people win.
I agree.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree.
And a fighter should be thinking about that, and business people out there, you should be thinking about that, because I can't tell you how many times I've got the question, and that's part of what I want to talk about today. Like, how did you like get in with all these fighters and stuff? And this is the story. This is why we're talking about it today.
Yeah.
And I think we're taking the long way around it.
It's all right.
But anyway, so we meet that day. I follow you on Instagram.
Yep.
Was there something else you want to say about it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we really didn't interact on a personal level, except a little bit on Instagram, to where I would see you post, because you're great with your content. You're serious about your content.
I am.
You know, I give you a lot of props.
I am.
You work on your
I
content
post every day.
And so, you know, I would like posts. And again, you're coming up on my feed, but I'd comment. And again, I'm developing a relationship now, to be real clear, to be real transparent. Like, I'm already thinking to myself, man, I want to develop a rapport with Ode and maybe grab him for a podcast, because I already know I'm going to UFCX the following year. So that's in the back of my mind. And to reference a book by Gary Vee, Jab, 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 Right Hook, you guys get hit up by people all the time taking. They want to take. Do this for me. Do this for me. And you get hit with that all the time.
My DMs are flooded.
Flooded with that stuff.
Yep.
But here's where people are missing it. I didn't ask for anything from you. My point of view is I want to give all year long. It's commenting on your post, which is you're an up-and-coming fighter. You know, you're not sitting there with 8 million followers yet. So if you get someone that's engaging in your content, that's me being a blessing to you.
Yeah.
Which you're going to appreciate.
Yeah.
And you actually respond and like comments and stuff like that. So I'm getting engagement back from you. So I'm giving, you know, and then as it just so happens, you lost your 2 fights that year.
Okay.
And, you know, obviously, now that I know you on a slightly more personal level, I'm more invested in those fights now.
Yeah.
So I'm bummed out, but I know you're bummed out because you're a competitor. So I would, you know, little comment, when I'd love to go back and look at our comments, to be honest. It'd be kind of funny. Like, you know, I would say something like, I just know the way I am, win or learn.
Yeah.
You know, best is ahead, something like that.
Yeah.
That's I'm just very consistent, positive mindset, trying to encourage you. Not that you're sitting around pouting or anything, but just trying to be a blessing. You know, you get some moron trying to tell you how to get up that's never fought before or something like that. I know you guys,
I just got this message the other day. Oh, I can't wait to show it to you.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can't wait to show
All
it
right,
to
fam. You know,
you.
I get to see some of these funny messages behind the scenes, but it's kind of funny. But again, you know, there's people that are critical. Man, I lost money on you, stupid stuff like that. So I just want to be a positive and a blessing, right? And so I go out and I win your gloves on auction from one of those fights, and I tagged you in that, and you're like, "Oh man, that's so cool," you know, blah blah blah, which you appreciate that as a fighter. So I felt like we developed some rapport that year. From my point of view, I just want to give. I'm not asking for anything. I just want to give. Even though it's just little virtual gives at this point, and showing you that, hey, I got your gloves or this and that, like just little things throughout the year. And then about a month and a half, 2 months out from UFCX, that was my ask. Hey, man, I'd love to connect with you while I'm in Vegas. I'll be back for UFCX. If you happen to be around, I'd love to grab a podcast. You know, so that was my way of, now I'm asking for something after I've been giving all year long. And so you, obviously getting 8,000 of these messages, hey man, I'll see what I can do, see if I'm in town, because you don't know what your schedule's going to be or anything.
No idea.
You guys are so busy as it is.
No idea.
And so as time starts getting closer, I'm reminding you, and of course, I'm upping the ante. This is a smart business guy move. Hey, I'd love to take you to steak dinner afterwards, you know, if you got time or anything like that. I got a panoramic. Why is this? That's not coming out. Panoramic? I'm not saying it right.
I don't even know what that word is. I don't know what that means.
It's a suite that has like the full.
Oh, okay.
Like the panoramic.
Panorama?
I don't know why this is jacking me up right now. Yeah, it's when you get the full
Okay.
180 basically
Is that
pic
panorama?
photo.
Yeah, panorama.
Panorama. Anyway, there's another word that ends
I
with
know
the
on
C.
the iPhone when you get the whole
Yeah. Panoramic. That's
panoramic.
What it is.
Yeah, because panorama is like getting the whole view here from.
It's what he just said.
Yeah, panoramic. Yep.
Panoramic. That's the word I'm thinking of. So I got this suite. Like I'm trying to as a business guy, I'm trying to communicate. We're going to do this first class.
Yeah.
You know, which ended up not being the case, which is another funny story. So anyway, I bring a full suitcase of all my gear. You know,
I remember.
So, long story short is very non-committal. You know, and this is. I joke around with Ode all the time about UFC fighters. It's like herding cats.
It is.
You know, because you guys have so many things going on.
Over. It's like
constantly.
Man. Oh man, we're all over the place.
But it's herding cats, and you know, this is my first experience. You know, dealing with trying to herd a cat. You know, and it's like, and I got. You know, I think I put my phone number in the messages or this and that. All of a sudden, I got the phone number out, or you called me out of the blue, like, "Hey, I can come over. I can be there in like 30 minutes to an hour or something." And I'm like, "Oh shit, I hadn't showered. I hadn't done anything yet." You know.
So let me tell you how that ended up happening. I actually planned on meeting up with you, and then I was like, "Nope, I can't meet up with him at all because Jacob Progda and Iridium had an event the night before, and it was a steak dinner thing, and kind of like what we would do for the cigar, you know what I mean?
Right.
They had an event for the fighters, and you know, to meet another business, and I forgot what it was.
Were you
out
drinking the night before?
Oh yeah, I was out, man. It's funny because I didn't even intend on drinking. I just went to go to this dinner, and then before I know it, they're passing around free bottles of wine, and I'm like 10 glasses in, and I couldn't even drive home. I was like, Tasha, I'm about to leave your car down here and Uber home. She was so mad.
Yeah.
So I woke up.
But you don't drink that often either. So when you do drink, it hits you.
Oh man, when I do drink, I am a demon. I'm just like, let's go, let's go. So, oh man, Tasha hates me.
You do get energy when you get lit, man.
I do. Like I never normally have a lot of energy, so. It's not good for anybody. But anyways, I ended up having to pick up her car the next day, and I was like, there's no way I can do anything this day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I pick up the car, and then I go back and I reread. I'm sitting in the car, and for whatever reason, I go back to your message specifically, not anybody else's message, and I reread your messages, and I'm like, man, you know what? This guy has been messaging me constantly to, you know, put so much time into meeting up to do this podcast. The least I could do is suck it up and meet you now, because I know if I did it now, I don't know if I'd be able to again. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to suck it up, you know, go get some Advil, some Gatorade, chug some water, and I'll be fine. And yeah, I read your message, and I was like, wow, okay, you're so thoughtful. The fact that you have been putting in so much time into, you know, communicating and meeting up with me, I was like, all right, you know what? And then that's when I ended up calling you. And I was like, hey, man, I just picked my car up. I'm actually in that area, you know, and then you said, give me 30 minutes. I was like, all right, yeah, no worries. I had nothing else planned.
And so I'm scrambling to put cameras together and stuff like that, like, because there was part of me knew that there's a good chance this isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Because again, just a lifelong business guy, I'm reading the situation. I know you guys are so busy, but I mean, life is so different because you called.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. It's crazy to think about.
It is. It is.
But in any case, you come up, we do the podcast. We talked for like 45 minutes before we ever started the podcast. I mean, we did a podcast.
We should have started recording when I got there.
Right when you walked in the door. But had a great conversation. It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, this was my first time. I didn't have one of my battery chargers with me, so I had one of my cameras were basically dead. So I'm operating on one camera, and the lighting wasn't great, just a number of things. It was very, very amateur style. And I thought it
was a good video.
It was actually a great podcast.
Yeah.
It really was. It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
It's audio only. I think it's on YouTube, but it's audio only just because I didn't want to put out that video. That wouldn't have represented either one of us well.
But that's how I am with recording videos and quality and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, with the I get it. Trust me, I get it.
So that being said, it was a great podcast, but we hit it off. Then we ended up going to dinner, and that's when you brought Vanessa with you, and we had a nice, awesome steak dinner with some more good wine.
Yeah.
But long story short is we ended up going out that night too. Now that I think about it, went to Cosmopolitan across the street. Yeah. But had a great time, hit it off, and that was the beginning of more of a friendship now.
Yeah.
Because I think the conversation we had pre and post podcast, I just think we kind of hit it off, and there's something to be said for your Capricorn, I'm Virgo, we're naturally compatible. I don't know what that means, but it's what's crazy is Tasha's a Virgo, your girl.
Man, we all synced up nice.
Yeah.
We synced up so nice.
So long story short is I was coming out to Vegas 3 to 5 times a year anyway. So now anytime I come up, I'm hitting you up to, hey, let's grab dinner, let's hang for a little bit. And over the course of, so that first year that went by was really just digital contact. And then we hit the podcast, had dinner, this and that. And so now every time I'm coming back to Vegas, now it's like we're actually catching up almost, I want to say almost every time I came out.
Yeah, every single time. Every single time you came to Vegas, we caught up.
And so, we did some fun stuff. We ate some good food, and that's,
And we never talked about anything business.
No,
that's what's crazy.
I would say the only time we talked about business was that I started thinking about
at a dinner.
Again, is how I can give to you.
Yeah.
And this is where most people make the mistakes, thinking, what can I take from Ode? I'm geared towards how can I give? When you give to enough people, there's an old saying, Zig Ziglar, one of the best sales people, authors you could ever read. It's when you help enough other people get what they want, you'll get what you want. So just focus on helping other people get. You help people get a good security system, great service, you'll get what you want long term. Help enough people get.
I like that.
Help enough people get a good quality cigar, conveniently delivered at a good price point to their front door.
It makes sense.
You'll get what
I
you
believe
want.
in that. That's
help fighters make money through cigars. They'll get. So when you really think about how can I solve problems, how can I make things better for other people, your stuff will take care of itself.
I agree. And I feel like most people should have that mindset.
Sure.
But they're not. They're programmed
to take.
Yeah. And
for sure.
It never gets them anywhere because you can only take so much before now everyone's like, yeah, don't mess with that guy. He's he's a taker.
Yeah. And everybody's got to be on guard for that. So, and part of what I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that like you and Vanessa and people in that orbit in your world pick up on, man, this guy's not asking me for stuff. He's not taking.
Yep.
And so I was trying to line you up for my manufacturers, security manufacturers, and my suppliers, and like, hey, pay Ode and Vanessa to do autographs in Vegas. ISC, International Security Conventions, here every April, like, hey, I can get you a couple fighters. Like I'm trying to get you guys paid to come out and make a couple $1,000 to do some autographs. And truthfully, that's a great thing for them to have an MMA fighter there.
I agree.
So I'm literally trying to hook up my supplier or this and that and hook you guys up. I got nothing out of it other than I'm giving to these relationships. Yeah, which is all I'm trying to do right now.
I remember telling my girl Tasha, I was like, "Yo, I'm starting to like this Brian guy, man. He seems like a genuine guy. He seems like a cool guy." And it's funny when I said that. I think that's when you invited us to North Carolina for New Year's.
Yeah, because we'd hung out at several points at that, or we'd hung out several times, had dinner. We'd gone out to like. This was post-Sphere. So the Sphere we did was my 50th birthday.
Yep, it was
was literally the night you fought at the Sphere, so we blew it out at Omnia.
Yep.
But I think that trip is when we started talking about you guys coming out to North Carolina for New Year's.
Yeah.
We ended up getting a lake house, had a great time. We were cold plunging in that cold ass 40 degree.
That was amazing.
That water was super cold.
It was cold. That water was cold.
It was super cold. That was very cold. But just developing. I mean, you guys were out there. We shot a commercial for the company, and it was
a great trip.
It was a great trip.
I think you took me to my first Hurricanes game.
Oh yeah, Carolina Hurricanes.
Yep.
Yeah, got you some Hurricane swag, some gear.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan now.
And they're kicking ass. We're number one, according to Vegas. We're number one to win the Stanley Cup again. But I can honestly say, as a Hurricanes fan, I like our team better than I ever have. Like we're good this year. If we can just avoid the injury issues. But anyway, side note, hashtag Andrei Svechnikov, my dude. But that being said, just develop that rapport. But it all started with giving. And so if you're a business guy trying to get in with anybody else, just start by giving. How can you add value to other people? But that's how our relationship started. And it was, and then of course we genuinely get along too.
Yeah.
So I don't know that we've ever had like even a crossword or an intense. No. We might have disagreed on some things.
Yeah, we disagree on things all the time. Fights, fighters, all that.
Yeah.
We disagree on things, but it's not, like disagreeing is not a negative. You know what I'm saying? It's not a negative. People make disagreeing a negative thing.
Yeah, like
it doesn't have to be.
You may think it's not spicy.
Yeah.
And I'm paying the price for two days.
I'm like, Brian, I'm telling you, I didn't put that much pepper in it. Yeah. You can do it.
No, you didn't put pepper. You put something else in this thing. Yeah. Ode could eat lava probably, but that being said, it's that's kind of how our friendship developed.
Yeah.
And then probably November of last year, I would say, because So here's the thing I really want to say. There's something called the reticular activating system. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this. This is Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins 101. Like when you think consciously about something enough, whether it's good or bad, it sinks into your subconscious. And I use the analogy of, let's say you're thinking about buying a Corvette, or when I bought my F-150, I was thinking about buying a truck. I wanted the 2-cab. I didn't want it to be too long, but I had a very good idea. So I started thinking a lot about buying a truck. So what am I driving around? And when you're driving around, you start seeing trucks everywhere.
Yeah, you see the same truck.
And that's the reticular activating system. So a negative way of that would be you're so hyper-focused on racism. Like that's how all of a sudden you'll see something like math is racist.
Yeah.
Like what? Like because you're so hyper focused, and you'll see the most subtle little things that are all of a sudden that's racist. You know, it's because if we focus too much on something, our brain will start pointing it out.
Yeah, you start picking it out.
And so, as a business owner, I'm thinking about opportunities all the time. I've got multiple businesses I could start right now. I did a video not too long ago about putting together a grill. Like I can make $100,000 a year
just putting together a grill.
Just putting together grills.
Just putting grills together.
Like because I'm seeing it, whereas someone else is just bitching and complaining that it's going to take 2 weeks to get someone to do this. I'm like, man, that's a great opportunity. I'm thinking about the cash. I'm thinking about. So anyway, so you can train yourself to see opportunities, which I believe I've done a lot of work over the years for that. I'm thinking about opportunities all the time. Now I'm thinking about how can I get my new friends, Vanessa and Ode, making money. I'm smoking cigars every Wednesday, going and playing poker with my friends.
Yeah.
I know subscription models work. I know influencer marketing works. Andrei Svechnikov endorsed my security company. It was paid endorsement, but he was a customer long before that. I just had you endorse the company, so I'm already thinking endorse it. So when you think, I'm thinking opportunities. I already like cigars. I'm trying to make Ode and Vanessa money. And when you think about those 5 factors right there, all of a sudden,
boom.
There's all these people doing alcohol, The Rock, George Clooney,
everybody.
Influencer marker, Conor McGregor's already MMA doing something.
Conor could do anything and it'll light on fire. That's the thing.
Absolutely, because he's got such a powerful brand. But influencer marketing, you got
Mike Perry also does tequila. He
has tequila.
Platinum tequila.
You got Mint Mobile with the actor Ryan. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
great actor, funny guy. But he's doing Mint Mobile. He's building a telecom company. And, so influencer marketing works. Justin Bieber's girl just sold her makeup line apparently for like $200 million or something. So influencer marketing.
It's the way to go. And I think I believe strongly to my core that the UFC is the easiest to launch any brand. It's not easy. It's the easiest. There's a difference, right? Easy would mean you think of an idea, you do it, boom, and you're successful. No, you got to put in the work. You got to put the grind in. But I believe it's the easiest from, if you were in NFL, NBA, all these other leagues, because the UFC is so worldwide. It is like having your own billboard. Being a UFC fighter means you are a billboard, and your billboard is broadcast to the entire world. It's not
Right.
If Aaron Rodgers went to, let's say, Europe, they'd be like, "Who the hell are you? We don't know you,
Right.
Aaron, who?" If I went to Europe, man, Europe go crazy about me.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm Jamaican. You know what I mean? A lot of Jamaicans in Europe.
Sure.
People know me actually, it's so funny. I get more love in my DMs in other countries than America.
That's wild.
It's so crazy. If you go to Africa, you see people with UFC stuff everywhere. You know what I mean?
Understandably.
They don't know nothing about what NFL is over there.
It's a worldwide brand.
It's a worldwide brand. So that's why I strongly believe that the UFC is the easiest brand to launch a business out of.
Well, there's a reason why Budweiser paid so much money to be part of UFC.
I agree.
Obviously
And they dropped the ball on the.
well, they did something really
We won't
stupid.
talk about that.
Yeah. But that being said, a lot of companies during that time frame were doing lots of crazy stuff. you know? So that being said, at the end of the day, that's how we came up with the idea, and that was in roughly November. I don't remember exactly when it was.
I would say that's accurate.
It was towards the end of
because it
November.
was before December.
We were talking about it in December.
Yes, and then January is when we flew out to Jamal's Hills fights.
Right, and LA came out.
Yeah,
we went out to LA.
Yep, and Yuri and Jamal was on that card, and Marab and Umar.
Yeah,
Never forget that.
great card.
Yeah,
you got us awesome seats. By the way, thank you again. What an epic experience! I got to hang out. I'm backstage. Got to see. That's where I first met Cub Swanson live.
Yeah.
But hanging out with Gaethje and going up the elevator with Perea and Mackenzie Dern and all these great people. Literally walked out with the fighters right behind Chael Sonnen.
Yeah, through the tunnel.
It was so cool.
And then you acted like, because I brought friends. I've given a lot of friends that experiences before, and they're like, their phones out, taking pictures with everybody and stuff like that. You acted like you was there before. I was like, all right, he belongs here. Okay.
Well, what's funny is I talked to Cub Swanson about that as well.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, that was the right approach.
Yeah.
He goes, because if we smell a bunch of fanboy type
Oh,
stuff.
man, I hate it.
It's a totally different energy.
It is. It's a completely different energy.
But you know what? My mindset going to that Ode is like, we're going to end up sponsoring the UFC. Like, I fucking belong here. This is my home. Like, these are my people. And I really, number one, I believe that. Number two, I wanted to communicate that to anybody that came around me. Like,
I believe it too.
I'm not running around here I'll get pictures of UFC acts. I'm not running around here, doing that. But Cub Swanson gave me a big compliment. He's like, the 2 times, because we ran into him again in Miami.
In Miami, that's right. I took you to the fights in Miami. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
When Trump walked out.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, we got those dope tickets behind the basketball player. I didn't know who it was, but thank God we weren't right behind him because we couldn't see shit.
I forgot about that. That's
But
right.
so anyway, that was our first, really, we're going to start talking to some other people. And I'm super excited about the concept because it seems like a blue ocean strategy to me, which if you're not familiar with blue ocean strategy, it's like you have the whole ocean to yourself because it's a one-of-a-kind business. And so I couldn't believe that there was nobody doing what we were thinking about doing.
because we were in VIP in Miami, and that's when I think you had your first conversation with Cub. Like,
that's the first I pitched it on my own.
Yeah.
So up to this point, you had talked to Aljo, you
Yep.
had talked to Jamal, you had talked to a handful of people, and then we hosted a little after party, which was basically the third after party that night.
Yeah, for real.
Where we had-
East Coast times suck for the fights. I'm sorry. I hate it so much. I
It was
can't.
so late over there.
I think we got done.
I was talking about in LA.
Oh, in LA.
Yeah.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
So we went out to the local bar. Then we were in the we were at the lobby bar.
Lobby bar,
The Intercontinental, which was the Fighter Hotel, hanging out with some great people. Sean Shelby, Mick was up there. Obviously, fighters hanging out afterwards. And
we'll
stuff.
cut this part though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cut those names out.
Yeah.
Oscar, no Mick Maynard, no Sean Shelby.
Yeah.
Well, they could be in the lobby, no?
Yeah, they could be. Yeah, we could run into them in the lobby. All right, all right. Yeah.
We'll still cut it out. All right, picking up in 1, 2. All right, so we're hanging out with a lot of great people that are obviously fighters and people with the UFC and so forth. But this is where we first talked to Aljo about the cigar. This is where I first met people like Carlos Trinidad and some other great people up there, part of hanging with Jamal. But people were receptive, and that's when we knew, like, we got something here.
Yeah, Kat Zingano was with us.
Kat Zingano was there.
Angela
she was
Hill.
super cool. Yeah, she was.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy thinking about how many people were there.
We ran into Yuri.
Yuri. It was so... Him and Jamal after the fights, respectful, buying each other drinks. It was so
that was
cool.
awesome, man. That was awesome.
It was two warriors, man. It was so cool just being there and for that orbit. But that being said, coming back from LA after that experience, I remember you had stayed up basically all night. 4 a.m. I'm like, I got to go to bed, man. I got to drive tomorrow. But we drove back from LA, and I was like, I'm going to sell my company.
Yeah, I remember. He's crazy. Can't make this up. We had already talked about, him doing his security business and the cigar thing. And, randomly, I had no idea that he was going to think about selling his company. I thought he was just going to do security and cigars and just work the two of them. And we're driving back, and I'm in the passenger seat. I'm on my phone, and you go, you know what, man? I think I'm just going to sell my security company and just go all in on the cigars. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, man, I'm serious. And I was just like, wow. And as soon as you said that, I was like, at that moment, I knew we were going to be successful, because when a person goes all in on anything, there's no plan B, just plan A. And being a fighter, I had so many people coming up before I got to the UFC being like, what's your backup plan? You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, having a backup plan is good, but I never had a backup plan because I was always confident in my plan A. My plan A was to get to the UFC. If I didn't make it to the UFC, then we'll, revamp the engine and do something different. But if I had a backup plan, that would have meant that I wasn't going to be all in. And I knew I needed to be all in to make it to the UFC, and people were... be like, well, only like 5% of people make it. You don't have a backup plan. You didn't finish college. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. And so many people doubted me. And I always, to myself, believed wholeheartedly in my abilities. Side note, I'm sorry. But to go back to what I was saying, I knew in that moment when you said that, because it was kind of something that I've done, So I'm like, wow, Brian's going all in on this. I'm like, wow. We're about to be successful as fuck.
Well, to me, it's like everything made sense. The concept made a lot of sense. Like I felt 100% confident with the sense, with the concept. But then the litmus test was, are the fighters going to be as receptive as I think they are going to be? And then we had some really good...
I was confident in my abilities to talk to people. I was like, I got this part.
Well, you're so good because everybody loves you. Like you're so good at networking and meeting people and stuff like that naturally. So you were the perfect business partner for me. But the thing was, like, the business concept, is the fighter really going to be down for this? Which, long story short, is pretty much everybody we talked to was open to the conversation. And
it's a no-brainer.
It seems like
it's like free money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're getting paid to smoke a cigar on camera every once in a while.
And you have your own cigar.
Yeah, and you have your own cigars.
It's such a G
your
thing.
Your own marketing, your own brand. That's going to be people are going to buy your brand all over the world. They're going to see your logo at their doorstep. It's a no-brainer.
So at that point, it's like, you know what? The only thing that I was concerned about is speed now. Like, this is going to work. We're going to kick a lot of ass. We just need as much capital as possible, which, you know, I'm all in at this point. Like we're going to make this work for sure. But that being said, it's like every penny I made from the company has been basically reinvested.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming back to what people told me, oh, you're going to put some off to the side, you better blah, blah, blah. No, man, I'm going to go for it.
You got to go for it.
I'm going for it.
You got to go
swinging for the fences.
man. And
you know, worst case scenario, I can sell. I find a product I can sell, but I'm not thinking like that. I'm thinking we're going to have 200 influencers selling 10,000 cigars an influencer. You know, we're going to be moving millions of cigars in the very near future.
I agree.
But that's that's the concept. We're creating cool cigars for people, and we've got so many great people we're starting with. Cub Swanson.
Yep.
Cody Garbrandt, Aljamain Sterling. We got former champions, Hall of Famers. We got someone who's I think is going to be a Hall of Famer, Drew Dober. We got some up and coming animals like Elijah Smith.
Yeah, man.
You know, we got so many great fighters. Like it's truly awesome. The team of people that we have and the people we got coming on. We got Power Slap folks coming on. We got Brian Battles.
Brian, man.
You know,
Brian was probably the first person that agreed. He'll always be, for me, top tier here.
Yeah, he's a special place.
Yeah.
He was so down. He was
so down. He was the first person to, you know, that we talked to, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, let's go.
His laugh is the best. Yeah. But such a character. Just one of the biggest characters in mixed martial arts, for sure.
I love one of my favorite people to go out with, because he's hilarious, man. Brian is hilarious.
He is awesome. He's an awesome dude.
He is.
But if he wants, he'll be back in the UFC.
Yeah.
I believe that. He's just such a talent and such a character, man. But you know, he's going to be successful no matter where he's at, and he's going to be
a gangster on the mic too.
Yeah, he is. He's going to be an asset to any organization. Yeah. I just think you need to tighten his shit up, you know, obviously, and he knows that, and he owns it. That's the biggest thing. He owns it.
You seen that video where they're like, "What do you have to say about to Mick Maynard?" He was in the front row. He goes, "Sorry." I'm sorry, Mick. He goes, "Mick, I'm sorry." He goes, "I promise it won't happen again." I was like, come on, Mick. Look at him.
And you know what? I guarantee Mick's like, man, he's such a character. And he's a killer.
Cool dude. Yeah. He's a cool dude.
But yeah, he was our first. And at the end of the day, we got so many great people that we're really excited about. So so many people have asked about how this happened. I'm just going to send him this link to the podcast. Yeah, there you go. That's the details from a business guy point of view and from the athlete point of view. You know, I think it's been a great fit. And you know what, to be honest, there's a lot of fighters that I've met since I've been around you that we wouldn't have clicked like this.
No.
So it definitely has to do with personalities.
I agree.
And timing. And so there's a number of things that had to happen.
And I love that. It's so funny because each podcast that we do, we're in a different stage in our life, you know, with the cigar. The first one we did, that was when we first met.
Right.
The second one we did, that was when we already met and we were in North Carolina and then we're getting to know each other. Now we know each other very well.
We had the trick up our sleeve coming, you know, like we're working on that. Yeah.
Now we're in business together.
Right.
You know, the next one we do is going to be post cigar launch, after we launch our cigars, and now we could talk about, you know what I'm saying, how the business is going.
Right.
It's I love that.
And the other thing too is, you know, we're talking about like the highlights. Like there's been all kinds of stressful things.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got our license Monday, which has been, you know, tip for everybody, the government's not terribly fast about anything. So, you know, heads up on that. But that being said, you're going to have challenges. We've had all kinds of things already. We had people threatening to sue us already.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate.
Had to change our name.
We were Your Best Cigars originally, but
then you moved here. You sold your company and moved.
Yep. Still got the house in Raleigh and out here and finding a place and
the first house you got was, you know what I mean?
Was looking at,
yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, there's always going to be obstacles, but it's not going to be a good story if you don't have challenges.
I agree.
You need challenges to test your faith. You know, from a biblical point of view.
I agree.
You know, if everything was smooth, it'd be boring.
Yeah,
really.
It would.
You know, there wouldn't be a story to talk about.
Well, and if everything was smooth, I don't think anything would get done because people would lose their appetite for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like if everything was just handed to you, there's no sustainability. There's no like depth. You know what I'm saying? When you
There's
have
a lot less meaning when you don't have to work hard for it.
Yes, when you have to work hard. The fights that I cherish the most are the fights. So my first contract, I was 1-2. Then I fought CJ Vergara coming off of Contender Series. He was like 10-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I lost that fight. Then I'm out the UFC, won that fight. I put in so much hard work. And if I had just showed up randomly and won, it wouldn't have meant the same for me.
Right.
Second contract, Charles Johnson, same thing. I had to beat him to stay in the UFC.
Man. Yeah.
Dog of a fight, man.
Well, that win looks good right now.
Dog of a fight.
Yeah.
Dog of a fight. Third contract, same thing. Fought, what's his name? Gurule.
Gurule, yeah.
Yep, same thing. My back is against the wall.
Yeah.
I put in so much time and energy into my camp.
Yeah.
But my point of all of that is to say, those fights mean the most when my back is up against the wall, and because of the amount of work I had to put in, you know what I'm saying, to win that fight, to win those fights. If they were easy, it wouldn't mean as much. It would be like, you know what, I beat that guy, but it was, like when I fought Jerome Rivera, I think I knocked him out in 30 seconds, something crazy like that. It was like, it was cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I really didn't work that hard because it was during COVID, and it was the weird times during COVID. Kind of took that fight, short notice, you know what I mean? Ended up knocking him out. It was great knockout, great win. But at the same time, it wasn't
Didn't have as much meaning.
Didn't have as much meaning.
Yeah.
It was when I'm crying in my camp, you know what I'm saying, bleeding, going through these injuries.
You had such a tough weight cut for that Gurule fight, too.
Yeah, the tough weight cuts, man.
Passing out on the toilet.
Yeah, man. But those are the fights that have more sustainability, the more depth.
Right.
So to come back to what you're saying, when you just get everything just like that, there's nothing to it. There's no, what they call it, Sputnik or whatever.
Yeah. Just extra meaning when there's challenges,
100%,
for sure.
100%.
That's like I was telling Marvin. I guess we'll wrap up on that. Like the greatest Super Bowl ever in my mind was Tom Brady against the Falcons.
Back? Yes.
And you're down 28-3, but that to me that was the greatest Super Bowl.
Yeah.
If you watch a game and it's 56-0, like you turn it off halfway through, you kind of stop watching. It's not even interesting. But that's where it's just perspective. There's going to be challenges, there's going to be obstacles, but that's the spice.
I agree.
That's that Jamaican jerk in there. Spicing
done
it up.
You're done, Noah.
In any case, thanks for sharing that. I know, I don't know if you get these questions. I get these questions all the time, and I can just point people to the podcast now.
Yeah, man.
But it's hopefully you guys got something from this. Hopefully it's.
Thanks for having me too.
Yeah, of course. Hey, anytime.
Can't wait for our fourth podcast.
I'm telling you, maybe every 6 months or so we do something.
I'm telling you, man.
A little
to
progress
see where
report.
we're at.
Yeah.
Fourth podcast number 4. We're about to be.
Have millions in revenue already.
Yeah.
By the time we do the fourth.
I'm excited.
Well, Triumph Cigars coming your way. Subscription model. We're going to have all kinds of memorabilia and limited humidors. Just lots of things in the pipeline that we're talking to someone about heading up our coffee.
Yeah.
In the future, but that's next year.
Yeah.
So got a catchy title for that too. So
I can't wait.
Other than that, thanks for joining us for another podcast. We'll see you next time.